afternoon. Today's lesson is on Aseret hadibrot, dibra 6, part 2. This show is for Refuah Shlema to Nahid Sarah Bat Iran, Avraham Ben Chana, Rafael Chaim Meir Ben Sima Chasha. And it should be a zechut to all singles to Be'ezrat Hashem get married and build a Beit Ne'eman Be'Yisrael. So to recap, yesterday's lesson we learned about murder, that murder destroys the world that Hashem created. Hashem created the world with the purpose of building it, and therefore murder is one of the worst rishut. In today's lesson, we're learning that we have a mitzvah in the Torah that teaches us lo ta'amod al dam re'acha. Lo ta'amod, do not stand idly by the blood of your fellow man. That means that if you see someone who is in danger and the person could die, someone is attacking him or her, and you can save that person, then you have an obligation to help save that person. It is the same in the case of a rape or abortion. In the case of a rape, it's also considered murder because it causes a mental death. Some people never recover from a rape, and some people take a very long time, and even though things are never the same ever again. Or if someone is being attacked by wild animals or being robbed, or you know of someone that is plotting to kill someone else, then it's your obligation, it's our obligation to tell that person and try to save that person's life. And again, Chachamim remind us that saving a life of a person, it is as if one saved an entire world. When murder is committed, it's not just that person that died, it's also all the future generation that could have come from that person that dead. That's it. It stopped there. There is here a story that happened to someone I know very well. Happened over 20 years ago. But this man was going to shul with his son, and as he got closer to shul, he realized it was early in the morning on a Sunday morning, and he realized there were two men, both of them were Jewish, and those two men, they were arguing when one of them took a very, very heavy chain, and he was whipping that chain to try and hit the other fellow. The other fellow, you could see that he was really scared and he didn't know what to do with himself and how to get out of this situation. So the man who noticed that, he was driving, quickly he put his car on parked and told his son, park the car. He ran behind the man with the chain. He went and he hugged him. He held him very, very, very tight. And he told he couldn't anymore whip with the chain. And he told the other fellow, not run for your life. Obviously, the other one did not wait not even a second and ran. But this is what we're talking about. You see someone in danger and you can help. If you can, then use the phone, get some people to come, but we cannot just stand by and watch someone being killed. Included in this category of murder is testifying falsely against a person. Because if we testify in court against a person, then that person could get the death sentence, or could be his entire life and the life of his family could actually be completely destroyed. The same it goes also for giving a bad advice to someone to do something or go somewhere where it wouldn't be really good for him or wouldn't be good for him to do. It also is forbidden to damage someone's reputation. So we see that murder is not just using a weapon or a knife or a sword and kill a person. There are many ways of, unfortunately, we can actually kill a person. Damaging someone's reputations also is considered murder, because then it will affect his panasa, his shalom bayit, shidduchim for his children, his social life, his job. The damage is endless. Taking a job from someone else, right, is also considered murder. Humiliating, embarrassing someone in public causes that person to become white from the embarrassment. That person who is embarrassing, that person en lo helek le'olam haba. That person has no share in olam haba. Means that person's neshama will never go to Gan Eden. Or someone who mentions or says something embarrassing to another person, speaking to people, but the person, let's say he's talking about Moshe, and and there are people around, he's talking about Moshe's parents when Moshe is right there, and saying something that is embarrassing. That too is considered murder. The same is regarding giving tzedakah. One should be careful to give it in a dignified way, so not to embarrass the needy. We learn from Yosef that when Yosef became king and there was a famine, there was no food all around Egypt, all around Mitzrayim, so people came to Mitzrayim to buy food. Yaakov Avinu, he sent his children and he told them, go to Mitzrayim and buy food. Redu, go down to Mitzrayim. Okay? So, and he told them, go each one from a different gate, because there were 10 of them. Binyamin stayed home. So the brothers went, and they did exactly as the father said. But when they came in, Yosef knew that the brothers would be coming to buy food. So he gave orders that whoever comes in, they have to come one at a time. At each gate, right? People would be sitting there, and they would have to write. They ask for the name of the person, the father's name, and where do they come from. That's what everyone had to do. So as soon as people started to come, Yosef every night would be checking all the books to check, okay, did my brother come? Did my brothers come? Until finally one day he found, oh, there's Yehuda ben Yaakov from Eretz Israel, from Eretz Canaan. Okay, then he sent someone to get the other book from the different gate. And he found the next one, Asher, Dan, Gad, Issachar, Zevulun. And each one of them he found. And he said, they are here. But it took 3 days for the brothers to actually come and buy the food. And that's why Yosef sent for them. He told his soldiers, go and look for these men. They found them and they brought them to Yosef. And Yosef at first said to them, oh, you are spies. You have been here for 3 days and you haven't bought the food yet? What are you doing? You have come here only to spy. Now he recognized them, they didn't. So there's a whole dialogue here, but they said, no, we lost a brother, we came to look for him, which was true. And we have one brother who stayed home, right? And then he asked for that brother from home to come. And then and he told them, if you don't bring the brother who's at home, and that was referring to Binyamin, you cannot come back again to buy more food. It took a while for them to come back again because Yaakov didn't want to let Binyamin go. And it was brought. They were sitting, they were eating. He invited them to sit and down, and so Yosef told Binyamin very quietly who he is. But he told them, be careful, don't tell the brothers. It's not yet the time. The next morning they left, they were brought back because they were accused of stealing the silver cup. At that point, Yehuda said, okay, from me will come the future kings. I'm going to speak to the king. He told the brothers, let me speak. And he spoke to Yosef, and he told Yosef the whole history of the family, who they were, why they, what happened to that his wife, his father had 4 wives, and the one that he really loved the most died, and she left only 2 kids. One is, we don't know where he is, and here is the one that you asked for. There was a whole dialogue going on here. And Yosef felt, okay, the brothers really had felt so sorry for what they had done to Yosef. And now the best proof was that they were willing to risk their lives to save Binyamin. So he understood that they had done 100% teshuvah. But he knew he has got to tell them who he is. He knows who they are, but they don't know who he is. And in the room, there were guards, there were ministers, there were all kinds of people in the room with Yosef who were listening to all those conversations. Yosef said, my brothers are going to get so embarrassed when I tell them who I am. No. What did he do? He actually told every single person in the room, leave the room. I want to be alone with these men. Wow. Yosef was very brave. Because by doing this, the brothers could have said, it's the best opportunity we have. We can kill him. Nobody's going to be with us in the room. And we can find the Egyptians. And they were able. They were very strong physically. But Yosef said, no, it's better for me to put my life in danger. This way I can tell them who they are. So there's no one who's going to witness their embarrassment. And that's what he did. Yes, he did put his life in danger, but he also did he did not embarrass his brothers. Rabbi Yehuda Nasi says that in the Talmud it says that Rabbi Yehuda Nasi teaches us there are a few things that it would be better for a person never to have been born than to experience them. What are they? Depending on public support, like someone who is so poor that can't afford to support himself, dying in an unusual way, mita meshuna, we pray for it every day, that we should not die in a mita meshuna. I remember once seeing a video of a young girl who had gone fishing, and as she reached up to unhook the fish from the hook, somehow it was high, right? And somehow the fish slipped off her hand and it actually landed in her mouth. She actually died from it because she couldn't breathe. That is mita mishuna, Hashem yishmor. That's really unbelievable. Being under the power of others, so that you're not your own person, you're not your own boss, so to say. Forgetting his learning, someone who has learned a lot of Torah and then he forgot it all. Suffering and having no one to care for him, that's another reason. Publicly humiliating another person, right? So it is better to die rather than to do so. It's better to die and not humiliate another person. In the Birkat Hamazon, we have a special paragraph, Birkat HaOreach. The Birkat HaOreach is, let's say, I have a guest who comes to my house, and after when he says Birkat Hamazon, he has to read this paragraph, blessing me for having him as a guest. Almost at the end of this Birkat HaOreach, the blessing for the guest, the blessing goes like this. לא יבוש בעולם הזה ולא ייכלם לעולם הבא. So we ask, the guest asks that the person should not be embarrassed ever during his lifetime, and he should not be banned from Olam Haba. What does it mean that he should not be banned from Olam Haba? Meaning that he should not embarrass others, that the host should not embarrass other people. So may we never come to embarrass others or be embarrassed, Be'ezrat Hashem. And in the zechut of this learning, may Hashem bless us with beracha, hatzlacha, b'riyut, nachat, shalom, parnasa tova, simchat chayim, chokhmah vezivugim, and save us from embarrassment. Have a good afternoon.